Probably recording this in the worst possible place, but I won't have another chance until I am at the drop. So anyway, tires are wore out, but oh, nice. But I have new ones at home. I'm going home this weekend, so I got new ones at the house waiting for me. But there's lots of stuff in them too. But anyway, they're bad. Anyway. Go to this side. This is the lug. Yeah, really tall. I'm putting fuel on it now or something. But anyway, 20-foot container, weighs 9,200 pounds. It's pulling way better than I really expected, which I don't think I have a headwind. That's probably why it's pulling better than I thought it would. Because I was thinking that it was going to be miserable, which if I had a headwind, it would probably be nearly impossible. But just put a chain. I really probably should have threw some straps over the top of it, but I just chained through like that on both sides and then a boomer on each side. I was gonna go through there, but that wouldn't really pull on it enough, so I went through these corners here, which is how they're, that's how they latch them anyway. And then they wanted me to ship these two railroad ties, which was kind of pointless in my opinion, but whatever. I don't know why you're going to ship those like 600 miles. But anyway, went through a pass earlier, had to put chains on, and I had to buy new chains yesterday. It's just been miserable, this whole load, because they decided to close I-90 while I was on it. Actually, it started out that you were just going to have to chain up. Well, I bought Walmart chains the other night, and one of them came off, so I had to go buy another set. I spent like 2 hours trying to find them, and finally got them, just to get back on 90 to find out that they closed it till this morning. So I ended up having to go down to Portland. Oregon, and then across on 82. And so it wasn't too far out of the way, but it was a little bit, but I had no choice, I couldn't wait. And then both of my magnets came off last night in the rain, along with the little plastic cover to this thing. So that's another $80 because they both came off. I have no idea where, so it's not like I can just, backtrack to get them over the course of like a 600-mile trip. So I'm just gonna have to buy a new set when I get home, which sucks. That's $80, but whatever. Anyway, the back tires are shot, which I put them on in Flagstaff, Arizona, like 26,000 miles ago, I think, roughly. And then these ones got put on when I was up in, I think these were put on the Minnesota-Illinois border, that last exit where that pilot's at. There was a tire shop there. Their highway, they've done decent. I had it aligned when they were put on because the alignment was so far out, but they're still wearing kind of weird. I think this thing needs lower ball joints. I put an upper one in this side when I first got this truck because it squeaked. But it just needs a new front end, really. It needs new upper A-arms, so I'll probably put Cognito A-arms on it eventually. But anyway, so yeah, that's the load for this it's Tuesday. So I gotta hurry, I gotta get this dropped like ASAP, they're waiting on me. So anyway, that's all I got. Well, as I usually do, I'm filming this in the worst possible spot with a lot of wind, so this is great. So it's probably going to have a lot of wind noise. I'm trying to cover it with my hands, but I have no idea how well it's working. Anyway, this picked up from Leamington, Utah, and it's going to Liberty, Missouri, and then I'm going home once I drop it. It weighs 7,000 pounds, pretty easy load. But the nice part about it is I'm only like 200 miles from the drop, but about an hour ago, the shipper calls me and she's like, hey, where are you at? I'm like, well, almost to the drop, why? And she's like, yeah, so we had a malfunction here at our plant and we need that one back. So can you turn around and bring that one back? So, you know, it's about 800 miles. When she called me, it was about 800 miles back. And I was like, well, I really need to be home this weekend. You know, I got a lot of maintenance that the truck needs. You know, the tires have got to be changed. I've got to change the oil in it. You know, and I'm going to have a windshield put in it this weekend. So, you know, I mean, I can bring it back out there. I can have it back out there by Monday, but I can't bring it back right now. She's like, well, we got to have it tonight. I'm like, man, I don't know if I can even make it tonight. But anyway, she's like, well, tonight or in the morning, either one. I'm like, well, I Monday is really the earliest I can get it there. She's like, well, do you have another driver? I was like, well, the closest driver for our company right now is in Florida. And she's like, well, no, that won't work either. She's like, okay, well, send me where you're at and I'll just have another driver. Or she was like, I'll just have another truck come out there and unload you and load onto it and have him bring it back out here. And then it turned into, well, I was about to run it. I was about to just throw the spare on because that driver rear tire is the worst. And if they were going to give me a better rate, like if they were going to give me a rate that was worth doing it, I was just going to throw the spare on it, run this back out to Utah, grab me another load, and you know, that would make this a really good week if I just went ahead and ran it back out there. I wouldn't be able to be home this weekend, but, you know, don't make no money at home. But anyway, so she calls me back. She's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and take it to the drop. We're going to have the whatever the company name out there is. She was like, we're just going to have them ship it back. And I was like, well, okay. I mean, that seems like a lot more hassle for y'all. You know, that's... You know, I'm going to be to the shipper about 1 if I get off here and quit talking. But by the time I get there, they might have a truck there waiting on me to just immediately cross-load onto. But even still, with the amount of time that it takes to get out there, it might be there tomorrow afternoon. So, and they're probably going to have to pay a truck more. I don't know. I mean, so... But whatever, so we're just gonna take her on to the drop and I'm gonna go home, I guess. But so, well, I'm gonna get back in the truck because I'm trying to get home ASAP. So the snow oh good grief, the snow is gonna start melting soon, and we have a snow machine at home and I haven't got to really ride it yet because it hasn't really snowed enough, and now I have the chance, so I'm trying to get home so I can ride it. But anyway, I'll catch up with y'all later.